and welcome back to Brothers Talk. And more importantly, now we have Formula One cars on track. It's season 2 of F1 Talk. So the teams have unveiled their 2026 livery design, and like I say, we've seen them on track. So we've seen clips from the shakedown. Not all the teams were present, and then we've seen the Bahrain testing. So we've actually seen them on track to see what they really look like, not just sort of these renders and enhanced coloured videos and so on. So let's see what we think. So I'd like to know if you agree with my ratings, of course, and also what you think of the new regulations. Obviously we've got the new evolution, really, of Formula One cars in 2026. What's your thoughts on that? I mean, for me personally, I think it's a little bit overcomplicated with the engine, the power unit and the regenerative batteries and energy saving round corners and all this kind of stuff. The complicated starts. For me, I think it's a bit too much. I think you go and have just average fan who are going to tune in on a Sunday to watch the race and probably not understand exactly what's going on fully. It might be a little bit different for the people who watch testing, watch practice and qualifying and really get into it and really understand it. Yeah, it might be okay, but from initial feedback from some of the more experienced drivers in terms of Alonso, Hamilton, Verstappen and so on, they don't seem to like it. They've mentioned sort of being overcomplicated and being 50 kilometres per hour slower around corners, particularly turn 12, so they can save energy for the straights. Just seems mental. Just put a V10 in it for me. But that's nostalgia talking, I suppose, a little bit. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes with more testing and as the races go on. But let me know what your thoughts on that. But I suppose, like I say, to go into it in any more depth, probably need to see more testing and probably even the first race or two before we can really have a proper opinion on it. So that is for another video. But this one, it is the livery ratings. So let's get into it. Kicking us off at number 11 is Alpine. Now, I like the blue. It's a nice blue on the car and it shines well, particularly in the sun or even at the night races. But the pink, it's just too much pink for me. If they would have kept the blue with the BWT and pink, great. You're on to a winner with that one. So let's compare it to last year's car. And really, the graphic designer just hit copy and paste on it. Very little difference on it. Another reason why it's bottom of the grid for me, really. That's 11th and last. Moving on to 10th place, and we have Mercedes, and I just don't get what they've done at the side pods. They've tried to enhance them or something with these big silver blocks, and it just doesn't work for me. It just doesn't flow on the car, whether you look at it from the side angle or top over the car. I like the back end. I like the black with the silver stars, which we've seen them do loads of times. I'm a little bit bored of the silver nose cone now. Yeah, I just don't really like this one. And comparing it to last year's car as well, I didn't really like that one, probably for a similar reason with the front. Just a little bit bored of the silver nose cone. Just need to do something a little bit different, I think, moving forward. But yeah, 10th on the grid. So 9th on the grid, and it's Aston Martin. Now, what can I say about this really? Because I like the green. It's a nice colour and it stands out in the sunlight when that hits it. But I just don't feel like they've used the imagination much on this really. Now, when you look at the Aston Martin road cars and you see like the Valkyrie and so on with like this bright fluorescent pinstripe and things, I think they could have done more with that. I don't really think they've used the imagination much and it just doesn't stand out. It doesn't look striking enough for me. Now, comparing it to last year's car as well, another reason why it's down here, it just looks too similar. Yeah, they've removed a bit of the black off the bottom, which does look a little bit better, but the rest of it, very similar, really. They haven't really changed the design much, so yeah, Aston Martin, 9th on the grid. And considering they were 4 seconds off the pace in testing, they could be down that end of the grid while racing as well, unfortunately for Aston. Now this one does hurt me a little bit, but 8th on the grid is Ferrari. So looking at the positives, I like the red. They've gone more vibrant. It's more nod to early 2000s cars before that that's what you want. So you do want to see this bright red on the car. However, just give me a red car, Ferrari. I think you've put too much white on the car. You've probably done it to make the HP pop, which is obviously your title sponsor on there, but you're doing too much with it. Don't need that much white. The red on its own is more than enough, and I think that probably the blue still stands out with it as well. So comparing it to last year's car, I prefer the red now, but I prefer just the bit of white that was on the last one. Just looked a little bit cleaner before, didn't stand out as much, but yeah, I think Ferrari just need to give us a red car. That's the main colour. Everybody knows what it is, and your sponsors will stand out because, like I say, you've got the yellow shell, you've got the blue HP. That would still stand out on a red car. You don't need to put the white on there, in my opinion. 7th on the grid, and it's a new team. It is Audi, and I kind of like what they've done with this, really. So it's quite a simple design, but it works really well, in my opinion. You've got sort of a bit of a shadow chrome front, harks back to the Mercedes Silver Arrows kind of days, which I do really like. And then you've got this bright red orange, almost like a lava kind of colour, and it's quite striking against the black and the chrome. It just works really well. It's a simple design. It stands out on the track. You know it's Audi, and that's it. And what more do you want from an F1 car? Now, if we compare it to the team they replaced last year, Kick Sauber, and I mean, it's a massive improvement. That green and black, it just didn't stand out at all. It's like they knew it was the last year in F1, didn't really try that much. It just wasn't a great design. So yeah, props to Audi. They've done a great job, the designers have this time. Really nice car. So moving on, and 6th on the grid, we have Williams. So firstly, I mean, it's a great blue. It looks well on the track. It's a nice, simple design. But for me, I mean, that Duracell in the air vent, it's brilliant. Such a clever idea. I know they've had it for a while now, but you've got to keep that idea on there. The designer who did that in the first place definitely hit the money on that one. So yeah, really like this car. Clean design, just works well. Now, looking back at last year's car, and a few people might pull me up in the comments here because it hasn't changed a huge amount. But I like last year's car. It was nice. They've tweaked it this year. Looks a little bit cleaner. I like that little bit of white at the bottom towards the back. It does look well. It's cleaner. It's nice. I like it. Like I say, I liked it last year, so they didn't have to do too much again this year. I'm happy with that. Well done, Williams. And 5th on the grid, and we have the Racing Bulls. For me, the white just works really well. It allows the blue to pop. It allows the Red Bull logos to really stand out and look nice and vibrant. It's just a great looking car on track. Clean design, simple. It works really well. Yeah, not many complaints here really from the Red Bull design team. Again, similar to last year, but it's a formula what works. It stands out. You know it's the brand, it's the logo. It just works well, really. Now, compare it to last year's car, and like I say, similar design, but I think they have cleaned it up this year. So the number, the logo behind the driver looks cleaner. It stands out more. It does pop more, which is exactly what you want. However, on last year's car, I did like that little bit of design where you had the sort of the Bull logos blending in with the white. That was a cool idea, that was. So it's a shame they didn't put that into this one. But again, great design. No complaints, really. Apart from the name, I mean, Visa Cash App Racing Bulls, you really need to sort that out. It's not a great name, that isn't. Now, coming in at 4th place and just missing out on a podium position is a new team. It's the Cadillac F1 team. Now, I'll imagine over the season, this design probably will change a little bit. It hasn't got a huge amount of sponsors on there, so as they start to come in over the season, the design probably will change and probably won't look as clean as it does now. But fair play to Cadillac. I mean, they've tried something a little bit different. They've put the split down the middle. They've got the 2 liveries on there. And yeah, they try and stand out on the grid. Fair play to them. That sort of takes me back to the British American racing team back in the day with a split livery on there. Obviously, you're going to have your favourites when you're looking at the two sides. For me, I do prefer the white majority on the side. The other side on the black, yeah, probably doesn't look as clean, doesn't stand out as much, but like I say, fair play to them. They've tried something a little bit different. It stands out. It's got people talking. And like I say, it probably will change over the season with more sponsors. May put a bit of colour in there in the future. You never know. But yeah, Cadillac tried something different. Fourth on the grid, in my opinion. And yeah, decent livery. Now, before we get to the top 3, don't forget to give us a like for the video and subscribe to the channel. Help us out. Appreciate everyone who's subscribed so far, and all the comments and feedback and everything. Greatly appreciated. So thank you so much. So, top 3, here we go. And on the podium in third place, it is McLaren. It's the reigning Constructors' Champions. It's such a classic design. That orange really pops when you're seeing sort of the crowd with the orange tops on, the flags, the caps. You know it's them straight away. It just stands out. Really nice. Clean design. All of the sort of the sponsors stand out. You can clearly see what it says. Obviously you've got the Google Gemini logo around the wheels. That's an ace design. Really like that. Yeah, it just works. And as the Constructors Champions, are they going to change it that much from last year? Well, clearly not. It's very similar from last year. A bit more orange on there, which I applaud. The orange, that is the main colour. That is what you want to see on there. It stands out. It is vibrant, but quite similar to last year. It's a winning formula. Why change it? It just works. Now, second on the grid, it is Red Bull. Now, for me, obviously, they aren't going to change the design much. It's Red Bull, it's the brand, it's the logo. What is there to change? However, the blue, that blue is so much nicer. It shines more, it pops more, it makes the logo stand out, it makes the sponsors stand out even more. They've absolutely nailed that blue. I was unsure when the reveal to On Track how that would show, whether it was just enhanced colours, but it looks incredible on track. Looking at the side by side from last year, now probably not the best angle of this. Obviously they both look a really dark blue, but as you can still see, the title sponsors, the logo, the Red Bull logo of this current one stands out more. You can see exactly what it is. It's so clear, it's more vibrant, it pops. That's what you want. But when the sun hits that blue, it looks incredible. I can't wait to see it on a night race when you get them street lights on it. It's going to look great. So yeah, Red Bull just tweaked a timeless design, and they've done a great job with that. Now, coming in at number 1, I've seen a lot of other people rave about this as well. It is, of course, the Haas. This just looks like a race car. The white, the red, it is just a racing colours. And with the black on there, it just works really well. Obviously, at the side, you've got that GR, which stands out. It is racing. It looks like a racing car. It looks quick. Such a good design. Really like this one. Perfect. I think they've absolutely nailed it. And comparing it to last year's, I mean, for me, it's such a big improvement. Yeah, they're the same colours. However, getting rid of the black, or a lot of the black, adding more white in, making the red a bigger accent colour, it stands out. It's cleaner. It's more racy. It looks quick when standing still. Such a great design. So, like I say, they've massively improved from last year's design. They've absolutely nailed this one. Haas, take a bow. What a design. Brilliant. Number 1 on the grid for me. So there we are. There's my top 11 teams in order, from the worst to, in my opinion, the best. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you agree. Once again, thank you so much for watching. Staying tuned, subscribing, liking the videos, your comments. It's much appreciated. Thank you so much. And we hope to see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.